Come on.
Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Dire team pick.
Slaughter.
Radiant team pick.
Shadow Demon. Lone Druid.
Dire team pick. $10 remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Weaver.
Radiant team ban. $10 remaining. Dire team ban. $10 remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team ban. $10 remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team ban. Radiant team pick.
Final. A third game here. A Vega Squadron and Team Empire, and no
10
Meepo.
seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Are we ever going to see this guy leave the match? I feel like he's been playing it so well.
Reserve time.
I don't know. I would be pretty concerned at this point, possibly. I guess, wait, it was FN that was playing in the first game, but Weaver has seemed like he's dominated the series every time he's been playing.
Yeah. Have you played Weaver lately?
Oh, yeah. I love this hero.
Same. I gotta say, I can totally understand why he's so great right now. I think he's good up against a lot of the current flavor heroes. I think he's very good up against Lone Druid as well. Being able to keep an eye on getting that bug on the bear is so important because there's no items on the bear, so he doesn't even attack fast. So he's a hard time getting off the bug, and then that helps prevent Lone Druid from actually calling the bear back and using that as a savage roar while he's disabled. So Weaver can offer just a ton in terms of these team fights against that damn bear, as well as Shikuching onto the bear man himself and helping out to actually pump through that damage. In addition, he helps out with minus armor strategies. So Slardar Weaver is one of the best openers currently available. And there's just so many other heroes you can add in that once you have that, they still can't just ban out minus armor. I mean, they take care of a sniper as well as a Shadow Fiend. So yeah, he is minus armor, but there's still TA. There's still Dazzle. There's all these options that you can move in towards, or you can just even go to a team that like helps go into a Roche. And there is one of your favorite heroes. It's the Kunkka. It's Shadow Demon, buddy.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Yeah, that's another great example. Yeah, no, that's certainly something you can head in towards. They don't have the best jump right now from the side Team Empire. They do have catch with the Kunkka, and it's okay single target initiation when that's gonna be reduced already, and starting to hint towards maybe even that draw lineup as you'd said. That does either it probably puts the Weaver into like an offlane role situation, but we have seen that before for sure. It is still there. More than likely, it'll probably be Ditchy Raw as we've had before, but Oracle, a hero we don't get to see too often anymore, but was pretty big flavor of the month back when Kunkka was being picked more often, and he's just great. You know, all that single target Kunkka Shadow Demon, they just want to set up onto one guy, blow him up with the Soul Catcher. You can save him sometimes with just the Fate's Edict, which is nice because then you can save your False Promise with someone else, or sometimes you just got to chuck the whole ulti at him and make sure he'll be okay.
Sand King.
Dire team pick.
Well, one thing that's kind of cool is that you can Fortune's End Weaver,
Remaining.
and he can Shikuchi underneath people, and then you can use that stop to help control up a little bit. So we get a little bit more control from an Oracle than usual, but you're not wrong. It's still, you know, he's no lion. It doesn't help out that much. So the offlaner probably going to be the biggest thing we look towards, and we talk towards Ghostig often getting his hero picked up early for Team Empire. For Vega Squadron, they still haven't revealed up their own offlaner. Maybe now they've seen the Sand King and understand what it is. It's going to be a brew, so control up the yin yang here, and great against Lone Druid. Another great hero, I would say. He's got the mischance to help himself stay alive up against all those right clicks, as well as just being able to toss that Lone Druid, man. If he's all alone, you can just keep stunning him with the Earth Panda, keep him all locked down. But if it's in the middle of a team fight, sometimes it's best to just get rid of the bear. Don't worry about him. So many resources get poured into this guy. Let's just toss him up in a cyclone and kill the rest of his team and deal with him when he comes back down.
Dire team ban.
Oh, yeah.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds
I was
remaining.
playing quite a bit of Brewmaster lately, and I was surprised at how his ulti doesn't feel that bad. Like 140 seconds, 120. It's not too bad. I thought it would be worse. I thought maybe this hero was like Garbo tier because of how long it is, but when it comes to smokes and whatnot, and actually like you get some kills, you push your tower into objectives, you back up. Although it's kind of sucks you can't capitalize off of shrines quite as well because you can't just like shrine up, smoke again, and go for another pick because of how long the primal split is. By the time your opponents are at least looking towards getting their own objective, chances are it's going to be backup or at least really close to. So there is a little bit of concern for them. Very strong hero right now. Loving the way that some of the teams are using it, like OG especially. Given S4 the old standby favorite of his. Love seeing this hero back in the meta. So I think it's just another one of those more enjoyable ones to watch. As well as there's no Rubik available here for Team Empire, which can be a little bit of a problem for Brewmasters sometime. But it's unlikely they grab him, at least for their current lineup, unless we get like a mid Rubik.
5
That would be
seconds
amazing.
remaining.
But sadly, I don't think that's one thing that they've been looking towards. But hell, I would be very
Reserve
pleased if they
time.
did.
Ten seconds remaining.
Life stealer.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah, now they have a bit of a tough call. Do they really just want to go right back for the Ember? He's still there. He would have to worry about the Dispel from the Brewmaster ultimate, but that's not the biggest deal. As well as the
10
natural
seconds remaining.
diffusal blade that could come out from the Weaver. Who, by the way, I guess is going to
5
be
seconds
mid,
remaining.
as they do pick up that last life stealer. I suppose that's also possible. We just send like the Weaver to the off lane and do some weird safe lane stuff. It's so weird to see mid brew after used to be so normal, but now he's just always shoved into that off lane. Yeah, I guess it'll just depend on who's gets sent where. If it is a mid brew, they could definitely abuse this with a mid Terrorblade. Yeah. Woo! Did that help? Well, I was hoping like the woo would like go over top of it.
10 seconds remaining.
And I have no idea what it is. It's
5
true.
seconds remaining.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Problem. All right. So early movement out there. Ditya is not going to be playing it, and it is actually going to be the G Weaver. So you're right about that one. Damn.
Taking the win.
Going off lane with it with the Wraith Band. It's definitely the play, right?
Yeah, Wraith Band, Shared Tangos off lane. Pretty standard stuff. But it does mean that since they're sending the Weaver mid, and we'll be getting our Lone Druid mid here too from Chappie. Not going to do any crazy Terrorblade matchups. As much as I love TV mid up against someone like Alchemist or something like that, I could see the same thing happening maybe up against a Brewmaster, but won't be the case today. Instead, they'll still be leaning against each other. It's a slightly rougher time here for Meg. We'll see he'll get a little bit of help, at least off the start.
Yeah. Snake goes down there, places down a ward, which was immediately dewarded as FN was doing the pump
30
fake
seconds
to try
to
and
go.
take it out. So, in a bit of a butt. How they play sometimes. These teams know each other quite well. I feel like a lot of the players, it's a tight knit group up there. I'd imagine.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get to see a little bit more of that, of course, as we talk about this whole CIS region becoming just a little bit more distinct from its European brethren, separating the two distinct qualifier groups.
Do you feel like there's been a distinct meta too? Do you see a big difference in the games that we've been watching versus some of the other ones in the EU region?
Maybe a couple. Like the Silencer, I haven't seen too much everywhere else. I would say it's a little bit more common here. That'd be maybe one of the bigger ones. But overall, not much. I mean, we're still the same heroes, right? We're Meepos, we're Lone Druids, we're Ember Spirits. I guess there's a little bit of more flavor heading in towards like the 3rd, 4th, 5th picks, perhaps. But
Yeah.
I know. I also don't get to watch too much of the Europe because we're into this until so late, you know.
Yeah, I know, it's true. God, it has been a rough one. Oh my God, Ghost Stick. He decided to do it. Everybody get your sandstorms out. It's time to party.
Wow, level
He will
1,
get denied.
do. That's exciting.
When was the last time you saw that? I haven't seen that in a while. Seneko, top lane, gets body blocked in and trying to go for the crush of the Metamorphosis. Is it going to be enough? He needs another hit. That's how going to keep it alive. And oh man, that was a tough one. But that's meta down.
Yeah, well, so much for that early pressure potential, though. Like, maybe once the meta's back on cooldown, they could try something, but their Shrine is forced out. And TV often likes to go for the meta in the first lane anyway, just guarantee, or rather in the first wave anyway, just guarantee a bunch of CS, try and bully the offlaner as much as possible, and then by the time it's back online, you're potentially looking towards a kill with the first couple levels added onto your supports. And they have to be very cautious of that too, just because King R, you never know. Like, you can't take too much harass as Meg or Seneko right now, because if you drop to like 70%, they could just combo you to death.
Yeah. And you look at this again. Just constantly sandstorming. It's a frustrating one to deal with, and Sand King's getting a lot out of it. Like, they didn't bring any sentries to lane, so it ends
He
up
had
working for
one,
him.
but I'm not sure what happened to it. I think he must have dipped it mid or something.
Yeah.
But,
Meantime, checking the runes.
Oh,
Maposhka
that's
will
what it
pick
was.
up-
He dropped it when he went down bottom.
Oh. Oh, this play by Maposhka. Picks up the arcane, throws out the torrent, and then gets the bounty as well. Snakeo's pissed.
Maposhka just playing with the fog, just like, all right, later, dude. Seneko thinks he might be faking as well, so but he goes for the obvious torrent, and then it works. That's some great stuff. Ah,
Maposhka, the
Dota.
boss.
It's like,
That's great.
Tiamo also found himself a bounty rune. Gets the double. So Maposhka gets arcane 2 bounties. Tiamo gets 2 bounties to himself. Not too bad.
This does mean, of course, level 2. They get the initiation. They're going to be able to find Seneko another torrent. He's just getting used to swimming in the water, Mr. Fishy. He's going to be forced back out again. Oh. Very frustrating minute and a half for Seneko here. Maposhka is just making his life hell.
Chappie and G. Pretty bland time in mid. I guess nothing really kicks off until Chappie actually is the root available. And then G, probably not going to have the funnest time. You know, the barrel's attacking you.
Oh, God.
Wow, that was...
And Maposhka gets the kill, too. Man, he just really has his number right now. Is that something that you feel like would tilt a player? Like, you're sort of sparring off against the support early on, and then something like that happens as well?
I mean, I'm sure it's annoying, but it's kind of whatever. You're just trying to apply as much pressure as you can and open up some space for your Brewmaster. It's just not quite working out with Seneko. And now he'll try his luck up top with Ghost Stick. But he has this ward over here by the rune too. So now he'll spot down what Seneko's up to. See that he's coming in for this rune. Could potentially go for a TP play as well. They have a shrine to work with. Should be an easy kill. Or maybe it'll just be a contest for the bounty. Ghost Stick. Doesn't want to go for it.
Yeah. And Seneko able to find a bounty rune. The Burrow Strike's going to connect. A couple more shots in the face, and look, just going to back out afterwards. So should be able to escape from that one as Chappie continuing to take damage in the mid lane.
But now, there's the DD rune on the bear, and there's also the potential for the root. So G needs to be a little bit careful until he at least hits 6.
Oh. It's currently the CS, though. You take a look at across the board, and Empire, the strong lead across all lanes. It does look like they're going to go after Ghost Sandstorm, and Burrow Strike able to get away from Seneko. They're going to get the root down. Still looking for the crush. It's not there. Ghost Stick going to heal back up from this one, and now Seneko a bit too deep. They get the
look who it is.
back in. Oh, you're wildest dreams. Maposhka finds another kill on Seneko. Is just all over him.
Well, bottom lane, at least there's 30 seconds for Mag. Or you can just say, okay, no Metamorphosis. Fully FN a little bit here. Make use of my evasion, my crit, as well as my blind.
Just really have not been able to accomplish that much, though, because when you look at it, 12-2 on the Brewmaster isn't so bad for an off lane. But then what it really comes down to is that mid, this Lone Druid has just been able to have everything that he wants, and Weaver 17-7 versus the 32-9. He's getting crushed.
Early on, in any sort of scenario where you're actually engaged with someone else in the last thing, you're not just like free farming something like that. You have to rely on Chikuchi quite a bit. So the earlier stages can be a bit more difficult. No real chances for runes as well. And oh, there's that sentry. Gee, there you go. Finds the path to freedom.
Good decision there to head down bottom. King R maybe showing a little bit prematurely there, and Maposhka going for more points in the torrent, so he can actually do damage, but it's of course going to mean that X is really hard to get off.
Might be able to close the gap here onto Mag, but almost up to 6. Would love to get a kill on him before he cracks into that, and so it looks like King R is coming over to try and help. So the range on Disruption, probably their best bet unless they want to go for a blind torrent. They're going to hit it!
Oh, Maposhka again. They have the X marks pulling him back into this one. He is going to end up going for the Drunken Haze, and oh, they interrupt the primal, the split. It does look like Mag is going to be able to get out of that one, though, and now they're in a lot of trouble. The rotation from Seneko as well. Maposhka going to be the first to fall. G still looking for more. King R going to get ran down. They get the crush for the kill. FN should be able to get out of this one. I believe he has a lot of armor. Seneko dive in, has another crush in a second. TPs are not coming from the rest of the team, but FN just heads out the other direction, and now Mag's starting to take the damage. He might end up going down here. No, they get the crush and the split. That's going to be FN. Saved by the last second by King R, and he's going to be dealing a lot of damage with all these illusions. Turning to fight, they do find the kill, though. Oracle also showed up, so now they might even end up losing King R. They realize he's still in the area. Already a huge win for the side of Vega, and they continue to just crush down here. Empire, can it do enough at the side? Oh, it's a lot. G starting to drop low. Time left, but he is going to be X back. The fight that never ends is G. Well, trying to get out of there. They get another burrow, torn back up in 2 seconds. He's trying to run. He's gonna be able to find. No, he ends up falling nonetheless. God damn.
Yeah, that all starts because they stacked Disruption and Reflection. I think they would have been able to get Mag had they not stacked that. And just made his way to freedom. And then subsequently, of course, into the the split that helped in that fight under the tower. But Vega Squadron lose quite a bit too. Big plays from Ghost to come back to 2 Berserk. He's now level 7. He's about to be level 8 in a moment here. And that could give him Epicenter if he wants to go for something down bottom. Yeah, he'll take that. He's going to hope that maybe Chappie can find a route. And
they do spot this, though.
A little observer helping out. And it's Seneko with a little surprise inside, looking to get some revenge on Maposhka and friends.
Oh, Chappie's there. They find him. There's the initiation that comes out. And, well, the root is there as well. Chappie, no way out of this one. Steal right on top of him.
There we go. This is what we were missing last game, too. I feel like we didn't get an infest gank for so long. A raid away this time from Ditcherod. Doesn't even wait for the armlet. Just knowing how active they've been from the side of Empire. And now some pressure into this tower that has already seen so much action this game.
Yeah, it's been a little bit nuts down there. And like you look at it, the fact that Kunkka's been able to be a part of all of these, he's actually almost level 6 now at 8 minutes in, or 9 minutes in. Pretty impressive stuff. Almost up there with the rest of the cores.
King R's not even level 4 yet in comparison in terms of like supports, so happy Kunkka, but Terrorblade, he's kind of good at these trades. That's be something this hero's all right at partaking in. So despite all that pressure down the bottom lane, the rotation, the infest bomb, it amounts to essentially the same victory for both teams. In fact, when you look at the actual net worth, pretty happy. Chappie well ahead here. About 400 gold lead. Of course, that's only one death away really from changing. You have to be careful. And Ghostic still holding Epicenter though, and they're already on the tower with no one in sight. They do have the split though. Oh, this could be such a huge fight for them.
This would be really big, and they're looking for it.
So much vision. Winning this engagement. Absolutely lined him to get out in time. Full rotation, forcing him from the side of Vega. Support's doing major work right now. Side of Empire.
This is what you were talking about. The problem that they faced in game number 1 was just that lack of vision early, and they're solving it right here. Maposhka, 2 points up an X. You need to get quite close to G to make this work. And looks like no follow-up was there from the rest of his team, so they're going to back out. All good for now.
I say, Maposhka's been quite the player over the past couple days. Probably the individual that has impressed me the most out of all the teams. But again, like his ogre play, general shot calling and whatnot. If well, maybe he wasn't making his shot calls, but in terms of like his playing around those Rubik lifts and everything when he was the ogre, that was so well done. Just helped them completely win and secure games. And this time though, they certainly won't win on this call as the Roach goes down rather fast. Side there, good old Slider.
Uh-oh. Chappie needs to get out of here. Snakeo's going to be on top of him. They throw out the Savage Roar. All right, that should be enough to get him out of there. So, couldn't kill off the bear either. No damage instances dealt to him. So, poofs out and away. Trying to think if there's anybody else really on any of those other teams.
I found the first time we watched Seneko, I didn't think he did too well. I remember thinking that you know, I wasn't super impressed, but then like the next series that we had him was doing a lot better. Or rather, I think it was like the first game and then the second game or something. There was something with Seneko where he'd have had a big down and then a big up. He was the only other like big individual that I've been thinking a lot about what we've been watching. Mag played pretty well as well in our past series.
Yeah. I was thinking Comanche, they looked really good as well.
Oh yeah, ILTW, the Invoker.
Yeah. Pretty impressive stuff. But showing there's still a lot of talent in the CIS team. I feel like it's kind of a scene that's been maligned a little bit in the professional general scene, where like people don't really take CIS teams too seriously anymore, and I feel like they've really made a comeback. Like VP in particular, starting it off with the Summit win and all the other stuff that came out through there, and it just hasn't really turned back since then.
The thing about CIS is that a lot of the old guard just left. They're just gone. Whereas that didn't really happen anywhere else. Like the European old guard is still all there. The NA guys especially. Like all those familiar names still playing. Plenty of Dota. A lot of those dire names like Silent, for example, his health issues, he was gone. As they do find down bottom. Nice aggressive play. The two cores working together here.
Yeah, getting King R. They're also setting up here on the top lane and are going to be able to get Seneko. Tries to TP out. No such luck. And Poshka even going to hang on to the boat for this one. Chappie finds that kill. Big one. That was his Blink Dagger he's still working on.
Yeah, just slowing that down even further. That means Ghost Stick's still up here. Again, they're pressuring this tower. They're in position. They have still a bit of lingering vision. They did deward the one by the shrine, but there's still another one, which is unlikely to be suspected considering the other vision that was there. We'll see if they check down another sentry, but Ghost Stick is here. Blink Dagger, Epicenter at the ready. Maposhka just ready to set it up for him.
Yeah, and that boat dropping as well can make all the difference in the world. And go there onto the Oracle.
It's tough though. Like he'll live for sure. So I have to try and find someone far enough away from Sioma that they can actually get the kill.
Well, and the wraparound could come from Seneko. If they could get him, this would be huge. And you realize that the Oracle is over here, and King is in the area as well. They're going to TP out. So finding Chappie, they don't break the TP. Like the rest of them are just going to be comfortable running away.
Jeez, were they ever abusing that fog too? Like right in behind the tower, they had no idea they made that rotation.
No.
With Ghost Stick and Maposhka, so away they go.
All right, 5-6. Smoke up. Was that under a ward?
I couldn't tell if it was behind the trees or not.
Some pings.
Ghost Stick seems ready. And well, they're also not pressuring that lane anymore. So they know they had to make some rotation through here, so they probably suspect smoke.
Uh-oh. Boat out, but he's already gone. And it looks like with that, the rest of the side of Empire should escape. Storm Panda trying to run down the Ghost Stick, but not going to find him.
I'll find a courier.
Radiant structures are
Not going to go for it, though.
Oh, FB going in onto G. Burrow Strike going to be there. Is it enough damage? Time lapses away. Oh, Ghost Stick getting a little bit too up in his own thoughts there, and he is going to end up paying for this one. But that all is happening. They're taking the tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. They force out the glyph, so this is going to fall. Not a bad play.
He's been in the jungle for so long. He's gotten over top. Like Lone Druid was making those plays where he's pressuring top. He's drawing attention, and that whole time FN's just like doing the cycle.
Yeah.
Neutral camps, lane creeps. Neutral camps, lane creeps, and now finally with that, just busts up a gut. And bottom lane down. Shadow Demon even going for a disruption play to send some more illusions to keep this pressure up before TPing home.
This is something that I wanted to see. If Shadow Demon creates the illusions, when they die, is it the experience that you get based off of Shadow Demon's level? Golden experience based off his level, or based off of Terrablade's level?
Sorry, if what happens? They cut it for a second there.
Illusions give golden experience now. So Shadow Demon illusions, would they give it based off of Shadow Demon's level, or would they give it based off of Terrablade's? Yeah. It's a really weird interaction. I don't think it really matters, but kind of curious. Go check it out later. Try it in your pubs, guys. Figure it out.
It says based on the hero's level, so it would be Shadow Demons though.
Okay.
So,
That makes more sense. Well, here we go as the top tier 2 tower, one of the last
now
ones
I don't know
standing
though,
here.
because it would be a copy of a level. Maybe it is actually, I'm gonna guess it's tower.
They're able to get him. He wasn't able to rage out of there. They just find a kill. They got a like first or second hit root, and then they savage roared, and then they were able to just kill him off with the stacked up stuns. Now Maposhka, so over here, do they spot out G? Still invis. They're not gonna be able to get him.
Hey, now you're working my brain here. The stupid illusion thing. It should just be. It should be the Terrorblades, because you're making a copy. Because it's not like it has anything to do with Shadow Demon. You just like negate Shadow Demon. It has nothing to do with him. So it should just be the unit of which it copies the golden experience based off of that. But
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I lost some sleep over this, thinking about it last night.
You're a card, you know. Look at you. But
what? Did you just call me Cart Dota?
no, I said a
Fighting
card.
words.
Oh God, please don't do these things. Come on now. I'm not an animal.
Jeez. Well,
Either
6
way,
days.
despite the kills, I am pretty happy from Empire. You know, I don't know if you guys noticed, they have no towers. They're gone.
Yeah.
That was fast. I feel like they just had towers, but then this lane was gone, and now this lane, well, it was gone, and top's gone. So now they just have this thing, it's a little shrine.
Yeah.
And I don't think the next row should be quite as easy for the Dire.
And I love these type of plays. Kunkka just throws out the boat in the mid lane, and such a low cooldown for this spell. I was really happy it's one of the few parts of Kunkka that didn't get nerfed. I feel like the boat is just so integral. That hero. But yeah, it's a tough one right now for Vega Squadron. It feels like, again, it's sort of similar to what happened last game, where
one thing that I like the fact that they have this gem Oracle player roaming around here, but that if they lose that, that is just disaster. They haven't invested into one on the Radiant side. I can understand why they need it, because the aggressive vision has really been hurting them so far this game, so I think it's a wise pickup, but they need to be so careful if they lose that gem. I would be like, I wouldn't even cross the river with that thing. I would just want to get the courier and send it back. It doesn't really do much for you in combat at all.
Right.
You're going to create problems for you if you lose it.
Al Chappie in that bear form, large and tanky. Looks like everybody else is going to start to rotate back towards mid and be ready for a fight if one does happen to come up. But they're just going to back out now. Vega not wanting to take it. What's the point where Vega can actually start to take fights again? Because it feels like they're just losing every one that they take.
They're in a problem because they need to do these infest bomb ganks, but they can't afford to because they can't push out the waves enough. If they can get a, well, I guess the Maelstrom's up on G at this point, and a little bit of gold. So, if they can let him get enough split push, and look, even they invest in a Maelstrom on Ditchera too, because of just how much split push they need to do, and they need as much wave clear as possible, and that just limits their opportunity for ganks so heavily. And Mag just becomes so useless in this scenario. He just wants to fight. He's like, guys, I have split. Let's go. Let's smoke. Let's fight. Let's do something. But they're like, oh wait, but guys, there's creeps in our base, and then by the time they clear this out, this wave's in their base, and then Terrorblade's up top, and it's just endless. The cycle continues.
That was something that we identified as a problem earlier. They're going to go for a 5-man smoke right now. You can see last time they did spot out the smoke rotation from Empire with the scan being used, and well, Empire, they don't have, well, they do have a scan right now if they want to use it, but it looks like Vega, they're just not comfortable. And like you said, the waves are pushing in.
And now it's just a waiting game for Roche for them.
There is that other smoke that's there, if they want to go for it.
This is new Lone Druid, guys. This is what the bear does with new Lone Druid. He camps Roche.
It's frustrating.
The hero has changed. Now Mjolnir almost done. For Chappie, 1,000 gold to go.
You know, I'm thinking about this a little bit more, and the way that fight ended up working out, where Sand King gave his life away with the epicenter, but they still ended up taking both tier 1 bottom and tier 2 bottom. Even though he died and they didn't get the kill on Weaver, that was still such a huge play, because they just chased him around the whole time.
Yeah.
And like, now they've lost map control because of it. And speaking of Burrow Strike, there's on to 2, and also going to be able to control up to Jira. They throw out the ulti. He has rage if he wants to use it, but he's going to back out now. Opposite side of a creep.
He needs to jump like now.
G. All right, also going to get X. There's the pullback with the Torrent. He's going to die, and the boat's there, so they're not going to take a ton of this damage. Have the split, but already that's Lifestealer gone, and it looks like Seneko also going to be pulled back into it. A nice crush, but they still just don't have the damage right now. They are too freaking strong, and also going to be able to use the Sunder to keep FN a little bit more alive. Seneko is going to get ran down. The fact that they went for that jump after the rum buff, look at how low everybody is now.
Yeah. King had a nice save with the disruption too. He almost went down, saved himself, and then he's there for the rest of the fight too to help offer up a little bit more control off his ulti. And now we just move right into the pit as the bear has scouted the Roche.
Now, well, It's one of the few spells where you don't always get to see the full impact it has, but in that one you really did. Like, I don't know how much damage exactly was being dealt, but it was quite a lot mitigated.
Quite. Yeah, I would say so. Man, Terrorblade's been looking good in these games we've had so far in CIS. I gotta say, I don't think we've seen the hero lose. He's also almost always like an extremely late pick, of course. I don't know, Elder Titan, not exactly a hero anymore anyway. Used to be the big scary one. And
Yeah.
that hero died. Talking about dead heroes.
He was barely alive, which is really sad.
He was first pick for a moment.
Oh, God.
Give him his glory. Yeah, that was a nice grab.
They take it away.
The thing is, he needed this split push, so I definitely don't judge him for going for the Maelstrom. I don't think he had a choice. In terms of like he needed Maelstrom just to push waves that were like here, and a Lincoln Sphere is not going to help you when you're farming there anyway, because no one's going to be ganking you. The Maelstrom is the only reason he's even like out this far hitting creeps. And they'll have
Which is
to
what
use
they
next
have to
purchase.
do.
Yeah, exactly. They're in a real pickle.
Yeah, it ain't good. It ain't good at all. And trying to think about like comeback potentials, we've seen them get good ultis off from Brew. We've seen them have nice crushes from Seneko, but they just sort of scoop by Mag there. Might have been the death of them had they gotten that X off. My goodness.
And Brewmaster, not very good at handling someone like Terrorblade. He just creates, like, yes, maybe you can handle the main man himself, but even all his illusions just, they don't offer a whole heck of a lot up against them, especially now that your Drunken Haze doesn't have a chance to do your little AoE effect. You just can only pick one guy, so your main impact is generally single target. You toss one guy up in the air, you can stun another, so yeah, you can like fully control two people, which is sick. But
yeah,
that's Terrorblade. And then you're also dealing with Lone Druid, who you really want to handle, because this guy's a Mjolnir and a Dragon Lance, and he's super obnoxious. And he brags about how awesome he is all the time.
And there's the crush. Neko just trying to do what they can to keep these illusions off the tower, but it's like right now, Empire, having already taken down all the shrines, in a good position to slow siege if they want, or just walk up the hill, honestly. Like, next meta, go for it. They've got Aegis still, too. It's got a Scotty online. FN has bought out at this point, so he is, like, the ultimate in terms of ahead in net worth.
Yeah, 15,000 in usable, functional gold right now.
That is absurd. A good initiation comes out, though, when they are going to be able to kill off that Kunkka, so no boat this time, as they are going to have the epicenter chasing down Seneko. Ditchera just destroyed, and, well, they do get the Sunder off, so they're going to lift up TB in the midst of this fight. King R going to have to self-destruct, and is going to be able to not quite get it off, but goes to counterplay there onto G, is going to end up dying as well. And
fair.
Yeah,
like,
it was looking good for a
bit.
bit. But
He did control FN. He got him tossed up, and then Chav is just on this high ground, annihilating everyone.
Ugh. It makes me sick to my stomach, honestly. It's terrible. Ditchera just gonna get beaten down to death, and well, they turn now. G trying
nice
to do
spear.
something. He's gonna get rooted as well. GG ends up getting called, and Empire are gonna move on to the playoffs. Well, Vega Squadron have to fight it out, and from today, and the two that are gonna move on.
I really like Empire as a team. I think they have a very strong support duo. I think the way they've played, like in terms of the overall strategy of the supports, I haven't noticed that with any other team so far in these qualifiers, just like how much of an impact it's made